Happy Pride Month, everyone. I'm Ryan CRC. In the first part of this series, I showed how Leviticus 18:22, which states a man should not lie with a man as with a woman because it's an abomination, cannot be applied to modern day Western cultures because it was written for the ancient Israelites. So to apply it to us in today's society would be taking the passage out of its historical and biblical context, which would be an act of blasphemy and false prophecy. In this video, I'm going to question the meaning of the passage itself. Why does the verse draw a parallel between a man sleeping with another man and a man sleeping with a woman? If God wanted to condemn homosexuality outright, how come the passage doesn't simply say people should not sleep with members of the same sex? That would be much more comprehensive. And in this case, God would be forbidding men from sleeping with other men and women from sleeping with other women. So why does it draw a comparison between men sleeping with men and men sleeping with women? Many scholars believe the reason for this parallel is because the passage is not condemning homosexuality as we understand it in modern times. After all, the passage can't be taken literally since a man cannot physically have sex with another man as with a woman because men don't have vaginas. So the comparison is not about sex itself, but rather it is meant to stop men from dominating other men in the bedroom the way they dominated women in biblical times. This passage is about enforcing strict gender rules in the ancient Hebrew culture, not homosexuality itself. Keep in mind, men own women as property in the Bible. Fathers sell their daughters to prospective husbands. Men are encouraged to kidnap and rape women as a way of forcing them into marriage. Men own women as sex slaves and concubines in the Bible. All of which is either condoned or even commanded by God. I'll list some of these chapters and verses in the description below. But the point is, men literally own women's sexuality according to the Bible. So for a man to dominate another man in the bedroom as though he were a woman would dishonor them both. The abomination is not unnatural sex, but rather unnatural gender role reversal in the eyes of the ancient Hebrew culture. Obviously, this interpretation of Leviticus 18:22 does not apply to modern-day Christians in the West. Jesus was a supporter of women. He defended women against other men all throughout the Gospels. He did not treat women as property. Plus, men in modern society don't control women's sexuality the same way the ancient Israelites did. Fathers don't sell their virgin daughters for 50 shekels of silver anymore. Men are not allowed to own women as sex slaves or concubines or force them into rape marriages. Our views and treatment of women have evolved since the days of the ancient Middle Eastern cultures. So Leviticus 18:22 simply does not apply to us today. Now some critics will say that's merely an interpretation of the text. And that's true. It is only an interpretation of the scripture. Although this interpretation of Leviticus 18:22 is reasonable and has a lot more biblical context supporting it, I can't actually prove this interpretation of the passage is any more true or accurate than the interpretation that condemns sex between two men. But the fact that the verse is written ambiguously does draw the meaning of the passage into question. So now the question is this. If Christians are supposed to love their neighbors as themselves and treat other people the way they want to be treated, why do they choose to interpret Leviticus 18:22 in a way that allows them to discriminate against gay people? After all, Jesus never said anything about homosexuality or gay people. Not one word. Christians could infer this passage as being sexist, which Jesus would have made obsolete with his more ethical treatment of women in the Gospels. But instead, conservative Christians make a conscious and purposeful choice to view this ancient verse through hate-colored glasses. Could this be because they interpret Leviticus 18:22 according to their own bigoted worldview? If you want to learn more about this topic, check out my book from Amazon. It's available in paperback and ebook form. It's called Gay is Okay, Why Homosexuality is Natural and Not Sinful. Please like and share this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Until next time, I'm Ryan CRC.